We are all good. Get myself a drink.
Yeah, you need one.
All right.
It's a lot of work, going into
Prep,
that
right?
prep. Yeah.
Oh, sometimes
Yeah.
you don't realize it because
Yeah.
you want to make sure that everything is
It's
in
perfect.
focus.
Yeah.
The frames are looking right
Yeah.
and things like that. So it does take quite a lot.
It does.
Usually I do my preps like a night before.
Right.
So night before, put everything so that when I come, it's less things to do.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing the measurements, you want to make sure that it's in frame.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that everything is working how it's supposed to be working. It's interesting because I've got a creator coming tomorrow who will be helping me to create some content that will be going on my website.
Right.
And Yaz is the one that introduced me to her.
All right.
So she's really good, yeah. So I was coming up with a script of the content that we're going to be creating, and part of it was, what we were discussing earlier about cutting out the noise.
Yeah.
So he's figuring out how do we do that. So I was thinking I need to be able to achieve that in this space. So part of that will literally be me kind of doing what I was doing now, all this, and it's a lot going on, right? Yeah, everything is like capturing that moment of when I'm getting everything perfect, because that's a lot. That's like noise going on, but then eventually it will just be a settled visual of me like this, like just speaking.
And
now,
time to start.
Welcome to Podmatic. But then there's like a lot going on, and the symbolism is it is a crowded space out there. It's a crowded market. There's so much going on, and you need somebody to focus you, like we're focusing the lens. You need somebody to do all the work, but ultimately cut out the noise, exactly, to focus everything on you in such a crowded space. And it takes quite a bit, to be able to do that. So
and someone
that symbolism,
who knows what they're doing.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So that symbolism will be really powerful to be able to do. I'm excited for the content. I think it's taken me 2 months just to come up with the content, the concept of how everything is going to flow. Because as I was saying to you earlier, I really do want it to be clear, the message of what we as Podmatic do for businesses, right? We're an essential for businesses just because of the elements that we get into and what we help with. But Christine, today we're here to pop
donuts
to speak to you. Welcome to Podmatic.
Thank you.
We are throwing you straight into the Coliseum, right?
Because you've managed something great. I can lie to you. I'm that kind of person that I really struggle to bring myself forward and talk about me, talk about what I do.
Yes.
So you've managed something great, really, to get me to do this.
Really?
Honestly, never,
no
ever
way.
Have I even, wanted to do it. People told me before, you could talk about your story when I started the business, tell us about your journey. And so it was quite difficult for me because I'm like, I don't want to put myself forward
out there.
So doing that, being here today, it means a lot.
Listen.
You've achieved something great, I have to say.
Thank you
My
so much
children
for
wouldn't
coming.
believe that.
Oh, really?
No.
Listen, thank you so much for coming today because and for being kind enough to come onto the podcast. Usually I speak to people, I have one-to-ones and things like that, and it just stays that way. But as I was saying, I've been raving about the pop donut brand since I tasted it. Obviously, we met at a networking event.
Yes, we did.
At the tile yard. And then
that was a great event. Really.
It's a great event, right?
It was a great event.
I saw you and I saw a couple of other people. I was just there as well. Usually what I do at those events, I'm just there to introduce myself, to introduce the brand that is Podmatic with my beautiful big banner and things like that.
Really great.
Right? So the mission, is just to an introduction, tell people about what I do, because I find that's the best way to be able to get through to people without any ulterior motive. And then obviously I saw your lovely brand and your lovely business. It captured my eye, right? I was like, man, let me find out a little bit about. Plus, it's sweet treats. I've got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, everybody like a sweet treat.
Right?
Everybody like to indulge.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when I was speaking to you, though, the thing that really stood out to me about you is just your personality.
Oh, thank you.
You remind me of myself in that you're a character. Like, I think that is part of the pop brand, in that your warmth, your welcoming. As I came there, you know, you speaking to me, telling me about what you do,
really.
right? So you're telling me, speaking to me about what you do and everything else. I was like, okay, that's different, because sometimes you do come across people and the energies are not there. And
it's
sometimes
all about energy, isn't it?
It is about energy. And sometimes I feel like people look at what you can do for them, right? They see
rather
you
than
and
what they can bring to you,
what they
or
can bring
what
to you.
you can exchange, really.
Exactly,
it's a
which
give
is
and
how
take, isn't it?
it is a give and take, and that's how it's supposed to be, about an exchange. And how do you genuinely connect with people, and then so that you can see the point of mutual exchange. And the way you present is your brand. The way you come across is not just your product, but in your nature made me be more curious about you know, the brand and things like that. And before I know it, you know, I was on my banner taking pictures with your product. I'm like, oh my God, what's happened here?
I was like,
right. Yeah, I've been charmed into taking. So it says a lot about you, because even today, like, I will tell you, in this space, which will have a lot of brand products with different companies creating content. So this is just going to be a part of what we do and do in different ways. I'd like to say yourself, Pop Donut, and Coffee 28 of our friend Yaz Designs. Happy birthday, Yaz, by the way. I don't even know which camera to look into.
Birthday.
Right?
Hope you had
Happy birthday, Yaz. You're the first sort of brand I'm really proper presenting.
Yeah, and they complement
like
each other.
Yes,
know,
they do complement each
coffee, other. And it's not just any coffee.
Right.
So it's actually
it's premium coffee.
Premium coffee.
Yes.
So I think it complements really
it
well.
It works well together.
Yeah.
So I was saying, for me, I felt compelled to have the brand in the chat. I felt compelled to have the chat with you, actually, because I was saying, as I've been setting up the business, I've mostly been behind the scenes production, creating, and really working hard to build the business. So when it comes to content creating, it's not something that I've done very much. I was speaking to a business developer who was telling me something that I need to be doing, actually, to be very active about it. And I was like, you know what, this is an opportunity for me to speak to you. I've seen your brand, I've seen your character, I've seen your generosity, I've seen just how amazing the storefront is, the way you guys have put everything together. And it's almost like I'm like an advocate from, I don't know where. You're probably thinking, where did this guy come from, right?
Pop Donut fan. That's exactly what I was saying. I was saying to my kids the other day, I'm like, oh my God, Isaac
who is this man?
I'm like, wow, this is a real fan, you know, and someone who has that passion of seeing other people succeed. You know, because it stems from your generosity, because it's a tough word out there, you know, with businesses, everyone trying to make it, everyone trying to be seen, but it takes generosity, someone to also want others to be seen, succeed.
Absolutely.
So it's just amazing.
It is amazing. And because even the way we end up connecting, like the way I connected with Yaz, we did some work together. He's got this new business, and then we've just connected. I was like, man, you know, it would be good for you to speak to Yaz. You've spoken, you're talking business.
It's been really wonderful, and I'm looking forward to meeting
him, right? And then there was the other connection of your half Cameroonian sister, Saskia
from the
has an amazing business.
They're doing something amazing.
They have an amazing brand. Again, when I thought of you, I just thought Saskia, and I reached out to her. I was like, listen, Saskia, there's this lady, she's your sister, you need to speak to her. See, and I think that comes naturally to me, and this is why, you know, for people that wonder why I'm in this business, I am here to connect to people. I am here to help people get visibility. And
that's what you're doing, definitely. Right? That's what you're doing.
Because
in a few short space, you know,
that
short
we've
space
met
of time, you kind of like, you know, brought so much, you know, ideas. These are the people you can connect with. These I can see.
It can help you this way.
How you can work together,
right?
Yeah, I've never had that before.
Oh, really?
No, never. No. So it's just, and coming from, you know, a business owner as well.
Yes.
Because like you say, some people kind of like focus on what they do and get other people to sell, you know, to buy the business, but. It's not the first idea when you know, come closer to someone is to see what are they doing, and you try to understand how you could connect them to others, how you can help. So it's just,
I know, right? Because I think the mentality of most people when they see other people is about what they can get from you. So how can you help me? So if I feel like you can't help my business, then I'm like,
I've got
nothing to do with you. But I'm like, no, that's not how I work, because even over the past year, Christine, I've really been working hard on connecting with the community within Wakefield, the community within West Yorkshire. So there are a number of networking organizations I'm connected with. So for example, the Mid Yorkshire Chamber of Commerce, I've got a really good relationship with them. We'll be doing some work together, some really great work together. There's another organization called We Are Wakefield. Again, I'm a member with them. They're 200 deep
I'm
companies.
Thinking of joining very soon. They have a meeting on the 2nd of August. So I've been kindly invited by
Claire Sutherley. Claire is another amazing individual.
She is amazing. She inspired me so much.
Absolutely. So, with all these people, been really taking the time over the past year, been meaningfully connecting with them, going to networking events and things like that. So those are some of the connections that can sort of even furtherly connect the dots for you. So it's not always a matter of like referring you to a person because you particularly need something in that moment. It's referring you to people that could potentially help you get ahead, but then it's always on you as a person where we can decide exactly, right? Where you can decide yourself to be like, you know what, if you do click with people, it's great, and then if there isn't that link, that's absolutely fine as well. But having that relationship with people in business, for me, I find it to really be integral, and that's the best way to build a sustainable business. When I look at you, you've got your family working in your business, yourself, you're working, you're building a legacy business, right?
I mean,
we're going to jump into that actually. Even the foundation of the business, you had your daughter involved at inception. I mean, I must say the packaging and the branding is phenomenal. It is very well presented, very professional. I already can tell that there's an investment that's going to here, not just an investment of the heart. There's passion, there's investment, but and fund. You could tell it draws you in. So that
and wanting to give the best, because at the end of the day, it's not just to put a product out there. It's not just one more sweet treat out there, to sell to people, but it's something that they can actually enjoy and feel the passion that goes into it, and the story behind it as well. Is a story of a family, me and my children, bringing this product. Actually, Pop Donut, from the start, it's like a snack, from my childhood. I grew up in West Africa, in Cameroon. Brilliant. And we've had that influence of French bakery, patisserie, and this is one of them. So it was kind of like a staple snack that you actually eat, during at Christmas or birthday.
No way.
So something quite special. I actually developed that, with my children, thought about different flavors, different inclusions. And this is how we came up with Pop Donut. So how it all started.
Take us back, please.
It's a very interesting story.
Go on,
I mean, I've never ever thought about starting a business, since I'm in the UK. Because to me, it didn't come naturally to think, I want to set up a business. Let me do this. No, never.
Okay.
So it just happened. How did it happen? With my kids at the time during lockdown, we're just, like a lot of people, they were trying to do things to keep busy, at home. And baking was one of them things that we were doing together. But prior to that, I used to make the Pop Donut, the basic version of it.
Okay.
As I knew it in my childhood, and whenever we went for a picnic, at the park, I'll also make some.
Okay.
And then my work colleague, we used to have like a team meetings, and then everyone would bring something, biscuits or whatsoever. And then I thought, why shouldn't I bring something that I've made myself, just to make a difference?
Yes.
And knowing that my kids already were fan of this, whenever I made them, they were just so happy. And the whole house is filled with the sweet smell.
Joy.
They just joy. They just ate the, and then I thought, let me just communicate this to my colleague as well. So I took it to the workplace during the meeting, and everyone was unanimous. Oh, these are great.
No
Mind
way.
you, back
Yeah.
then there was no filling, no inclusion, no nothing. It was just plain.
So you came up with the idea to add because the way
everything.
I was going to say, you know, when you're talking about it, something that you used to have in the house, the way this product is presented and all the elements that come together, it is a professional, premium.
We definitely,
donut.
you know, added everything. You know,
Wow,
we kind
that's
of like
amazing.
think about it together, me and my children, because they're very creative.
Yeah.
So everyone, you know, at the team meeting was like, oh wow, what is this? It's really nice. And those who were not at the meeting, you know, came back the following day. Oh, we've heard that you brought some really nice. Can you bring some more?
Yeah.
Then I did, and this is when from there I'm like, oh wow. Mind you, it was kind of like multidisciplinary meeting, and then people from different background.
Yeah.
So seeing all of them really unanimous about something, and I felt, oh wow, I can bring it out there. There's something here.
Was that your aha moment? Yeah, where you're like, you know what, this could actually really be something. This could be a business.
That moment, you know,
really,
light bulb moment, and then that's how, you know, during lockdown we started, you know, trying different things, you know, toppings, flavors, and here we go, taking a few pictures, literally starting that business with virtually nothing.
No way.
Yeah, less than £10, I would say.
Oh, wow.
Not really big. And then we thought, you know, people need to try it out there. You know, I was getting friends to try, and some food bloggers, you know, on Instagram. We opened our Instagram account, and that's how it just developed.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know, and with time we sort of thought, oh, we need to have a proper brand, you know, our own colors and everything, and thought about a name. So over the years we actually work on developing this business. It has evolved.
Oh wow.
Even the recipe originally, the original recipe has eggs, and I sort of changed it to take eggs out to make it lighter, softer, and suitable for vegetarian, because I myself am a vegetarian.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
And there's also the vegan version of them, the minis, and my intention is to keep, you know, evolving the product
until it gets to plant-based
mode. So that's exactly what I'm working on. So it's not just a sweet treat. I listen to people, to what people want,
feedback and
focus. I actually take everything on board.
That comes on. Sounds very much like the focus group started in the house.
All right.
With the kids, you know, when your kids were telling you, like, oh, it's an amazing product. That sounds like that was your first experience with testing.
Absolutely.
And then the WIC.
Well, they were the first fan, and then my colleagues afterwards. And when I started packaging them, it was just basic package. And I remember my manager at the time. They were among my first customers. You know, every Friday
they like,
at the
can
office.
We buy them? Did they come to you and say, can we buy them? Or did you say you're selling them?
Well, I told them, do you know what? Those buns that you like, now I'm doing different flavors with them. I'll start selling them. And then, so every Friday, you know, they were buying some. So, that's how it started. Now, when I kind of like see where we came from, you know, my journey with this, I know I said earlier that it definitely never came to my mind to set up a business or anything like that. But when I kind of like go back in my childhood, I just realized that somehow I had it planted. It was planted. I had that in my blood.
Oh wow. Take us back a little bit then, because there is a bit that I want to come back to with your daughter. Is she an engineer? Yeah.
Yes, she
is.
Before
we even get to that back, I'm glad that you've gone back to your childhood, because even for me, it's similar traits. I think the seeds were planted way before that, more than I even realized. But so take us a little bit where you feel the moment the business side was planted into you.
It was, I was I was very young. I was still in school at the time. I just kind of like, you know, I wasn't really passionate about baking, but I like to make, you know, myself little treats. And one morning I thought, oh yeah, I'll make pancakes, because pancakes was quite popular. It was something easy we make every day. So I was making them, for my breakfast in the morning, and then I thought, oh, let me take this to school.
Oh, wow.
But the reason why I decided to sort of selling them is I thought, oh, I also want to help. I want to earn my own money.
Oh, wow.
Because my mom at the time used to give us, pocket money. And then I kind of felt like, oh, I could also help, and earn my own money. Why not? So I started making the pancakes. I wake up in the morning and make my pancakes. Nobody knew about what I was doing. They thought it was for my breakfast. So I wrap them in foil paper and everything, and I take them to school. And I say to everyone, oh, yeah, I'm actually selling them.
No way.
And it was just a funny one, because during the break, everyone was like, oh, yeah, we want some.
Yeah.
And by lunchtime, it was all gone. So every day I was making more and more and more, and had more customers. And I remember one day in class, I got caught by the teacher, and it's like, what's going on there? Why everyone calling you?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm done here. But then I had to explain to the teacher, this is what I'm doing. It's like, well, make sure you don't disturb the class. But if they're good, then I won't punish you. So I said, yeah, sir, you can try one. When he tried them, it's like, oh my God.
You better be bringing these every day to school.
Bringing this. And he became a customer as well.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He just
brilliant.
say, well, just sell them during, lunch breaks, so that, the class won't be disturbed.
Yeah.
So that was it. And then I made so much money selling my pancakes that one morning, when my mom, she used to give us pocket money on Sunday evening. And then she called me to give me my pocket money. I'm like, no, Mom, I don't want it. I don't need it.
Yeah.
She's like, why? What's going on? Where did you get money from? I'm like, I went and took my piggy bank and showed her.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe how much money I had. And then I'm like, I've been making pancakes every morning
and
sell them to school.
Yeah.
She was shocked when she looked at me. She's like, you're just like your grandmother.
No way.
Yes, because my grandma.
It's generational.
Yes, it's generational. So that was something. So today, even when my mom, when I started Pop Donut, she just shook her head and laughed. She's like,
of course, I saw it coming. Right?
That's your grandmother. Because my grandmother, back there in Africa, we have what we call puff puff.
Yes.
And it's true that some people ask me when they see the plane, is that puff puff? They weren't sure what I'm like, no, it's not puff puff, because puff puff is something different. It's actually yeast donut most of the time. So it's more similar to the seaside donut with a hole. It's similar to that recipe, but we obviously
you've tweaked it, and you've got a few secret things that you've done.
Exactly. So it's different from puff
puff.
Yeah.
Mind you, I know
Completely.
puff.
Exactly.
And trust me, Pop Donut is not puff, right?
Definitely.
Because
we had that debate before. It's like, what is that? Is it not puff?
Like, and you inject it?
It
no.
is not puff.
This is not puff, just like a donut is not puff.
Exactly.
Like Krispy Kreme is not puff, is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But with my background from West Africa, Cameroon, people would think, oh yeah, maybe it's puff, but once they try, it's like, no, it's not. So my grandma, she was selling puff. So you have in Africa quite a few women and men nowadays who sell them. So she was making puff with fish, and thanks to her business, she raised a big family. She had foster children. Her house, I remember in my childhood, was always full of people, at least 20 to 25 people.
No way.
I was thinking, oh, are these all my uncles? But no, they were people that my grandma just sort of like adopted,
Wow.
and some people that she rescued from the street, and just were sort of caring for them, providing food. So she was essentially doing her business to feed people. Everybody knew her in the neighborhood, and everybody loved her. So I believe that passion for business to bring people together around food is something that I've inherited from my grandma. Mind you, she was called Christine as well. So
was she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and
I
little
have even
did
her
you
name,
know.
first name and name. Yeah, for my
Right.
grandma, I've been named after her.
Yeah.
So
Little
here
did
we
you
go.
know she was planting a seed for a life skill.
Yes,
Because
she
obviously
did.
you seeing her do that, and food is just embedded in your culture, in your history. And
Absolutely.
then this is something that you're now doing as a business.
Yeah.
Not only that, the brilliance of it is it ties into legacy,
Yeah.
right? Because obviously it comes from, so your grandmother did what she did,
Yeah.
and then you've come up and now you're building this. And I reckon it's something that can actually be passed on to the kids, but then also for your own kids, they can see that as an example for their kids that are to come, to say, look, this is what mom did, and then grandma came this way, and that kind of thing. But I did want to take you to the moment when you decided that pop was going to pop, basically, no pun intended, right? That it was going to become a business where like a physical business, the iteration where it is now. What was that process? What was your aha moment to take the jump, even before when we come to your daughter, like giving you the ideas, you know, the drawings, and which are absolutely amazing, by the way, the conceptualization
she did that for her in it was architecture project.
Wow.
At college, because I've got 3 children, 2 daughters and a boy.
Okay.
So my younger daughter, she's actually at university doing business and marketing. So when she was at college, she was doing architecture. So for her project, she chose Pop Donuts, which shows the passion that they also share. Instilled, for the business. So it's a family business. It's our business. Me and my children. Yes.
So you do this a lot. Then you're very good at encouraging people, drawing them in, right? It's part of your nature.
I want to think so.
CEO status, right? It won't go to other places.
Because all of them, they're really. If my son, he's good at baking. He makes the best pancakes. Right. So he actually inherited that from me.
You. Yeah. No, I've seen it. And what was that moment then when you were like, you know what? We're going big, right? We're going big, or we're going home. If you could tell us a little bit, about that.
Right. Yeah. So when we started, so it was more like we were giving samples to food bloggers to give us, sort of reviews, and also, friends, families, to let us know, first of all, what they think. That was the main thing. To see if there was a market out there for these products. So there was kind of like a period of testing that went quite well. And we started now with pop-ups and events. So going to festivals, different events where the products was showcased.
Being showcased, yeah.
So what happened then is, like, most of the time, people were asking, oh, do you have a shop somewhere? Where can we buy this? We really like this product, it's really good. So where can we have that? So it just felt so natural that the next step was be
to get a shop.
And not only that, to be able to have somewhere where we could showcase, a wider range of
products,
the flavors and everything, because it's not just the Pop Donut, it's different flavors, and there's so many flavors that we have in mind. To show to the public and make it like not just a sweet treat, but a whole experience. That's why we call it Pop Donuts is a whole new donut experience, because it's not just like the donuts that we know, but it combines, the donut, the cupcake
with the variety, the differentiation.
So it's all about that, because I believe people want to indulge. Everyone likes to indulge time and again, but now it's not just to eat something sweet. It's about something that will give you that moment, that experience, and so that you have the experience without feeling, you remember, and not feeling too guilty, because at the same time it's a right balance. Pop Donuts, a lot of people who comes to the shop to buy it kind of like, it's not too sweet, worried about eating something too sweet, but once they eat it, like, It's actually
okay.
not too sweet.
It's actually light.
Yeah, it's light.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, I will say it is a good indulgence. It's interesting because before you came around.
Well, you've tried them, so you can,
yes,
you know,
I can
just
attest
tell
to
me
it,
what
right?
you think.
And I will say, because at the moment I've started gym, working out, eating healthy and everything else. And I was saying to myself, oh, I'm going to keep away from sweet things and you know, and that kind of thing, cakes. But then when these came along, I was like, oh, okay, you know.
Another temptation.
It's a temptation, changed my mind a little bit. But I'm saying they are good as an indulgence, as a treat, as a gift. Absolutely brilliant. Because we even got some for my wife for her birthday.
Oh, well,
she absolutely loved them. But I'm saying,
did the custom one for her. That's something we do custom
there you
for
go.
the
And
occasion.
because they're perfectly shaped and it's a small one, I think they're great to have in moderation. I love what you're saying about you're paying attention to the ingredients, where you're removing certain things. You're constantly adjusting the recipe to make sure it's more healthy. Oh my God, those are music to my words. So we'll definitely be talking business very soon, because you've said the words I wanted to hear. Being on this health journey, you still do need that balance. I think we spoke about it before. You need the perfect balance, where even if you're going in and you're eating healthy, you just need that little something that
everybody, because
that
I'm on
touches
that
your
same
soul.
journey anyway, because coming from a family where you know, like my grandma, she had diabetes. She never, I've never seen her eating anything sweet.
Oh wow.
But that comes from, you know, the diets, you know, in our culture, a lot of starch and everything. And so I grew up even with my mom being very aware, very conscious of what to eat. So for me, bringing in a sweet treat, I am myself very conscious about, you know, healthy, you know, options, and to keep indulging, enjoying life, enjoying, you know, eating things that you like. Why kind of like, you know, making sure that they bring you that pleasure.
Joy.
You're not restricting yourself, because I love eating. I love eating well. So for me, it's like, I like a sweet treat, you know, time
once
and again.
in a while.
So once in a while.
Absolutely, I agree.
So to make sure that sweet treats bring me that experience, I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's worth it. And you know, and I don't feel too guilty. So this is why even the size of it, they just small,
just right,
round, you know, just
and it's
the
variety.
right size. It's variety. So it's about bringing
to
your senses those flavors, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's a whole experience.
And I'll be honest with you, when I saw your product, which is why gifting comes to mind for me, like I think it's a perfect gift item to have, because it's that indulgence, isn't it? And then I feel like it screams premium, it screams luxury, and it tastes absolutely delicious. Because I was like, when I met you, you must have known what you were doing, because we were talking. Obviously, we had a great rapport. I loved your business. Obviously, you're seeing this young man doing his business. Very rarely you get that. So when you gave me, I was like, oh, you know, kids at home and things like that. And, you know, I will give you 2. I was like, oh, cool, that's kind of you. Oh,
yeah, we always think about kids,
right? We go home. I was like, okay, the kids. No, we're gonna share these. So we shared, you know, amongst all 4 of us, and we were just completely blown away. And there's no better marketing for anything than the product. I always say I'm big on product. I'm big on service. You can have the best service, but if your product is off, it's not going to work. You can have the best product, but if your service is off,
the best packaging, but if the product inside, this is why
it's not great. You're not going to go far.
I always think about the saying, you know, a healthy mind in a healthy body, and thinking great product in a great package. So it's packaging. So it's not like, you know, you can have a great product and then the packaging isn't it, or the other way around. It
absolutely
has
to match.
So it's all about that.
And even I'll go as far as saying the messaging, the brand, how you present has to match your company as well, and which is what I said even with the when I went to pick up the order that you had for us, the way the customer service, the girls, you can see you've embedded that culture in them, very polite.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, customer service is on point.
Pay rise.
I'm saying, right? Like from when I was there, oh, can we help you, sir? You know, we're having a conversation. Very well packaged. I'm like, me, look, I'm ever getting goosebumps saying about it because I'm like, service is everything for me. Like service, I'm really big on service. You can have the best product in the world, but if your service is off, I'm not coming back.
No, definitely.
Right?
And this is what I try to instill even to the staff I work with, you know, like to develop the love for the product.
Yes.
You know, the passion, to feel the passion that I have for the product.
For the product,
and, you know, work with that passion. And then automatically, you know, they will, you know, deliver good service, you know, because they care about the products, you know.
Absolutely.
It's not just to work for a company and then they pay you, but you care about the product because you see how the owner carries themselves and how they care, how they're also passionate. So I think it's infectious, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the culture starts from you, the founder. The values that you instill, how they see you be, is how they're also going to convey, you know, with your customers and things like that.
Absolutely.
And as I said, it all ties in with a brand. Considering you got a great brand, great packaging, and the way you carry yourself, I think you are onto a winner. And I was saying, I'll make a prediction, and I'll say Pop is going far. It's going places.
Oh, thank
you. Because they are businesses that I've seen, I've come across. I was telling you about the ladies of the Biscuitery.
Oh,
right?
Well, yes, Saskia. Yeah, Saskia. Told me it's wonderful, the journey.
What they're doing, right? Yeah. The first time I met them, they were still bloom bakers, you know, and that kind of thing. And they were just growing their brand, evolving. But from when I saw them online, when I used to do my interviews, I could tell, like, you know, there's something on to these people. And then just seeing how their brand has evolved, how it's grown, how far they have come, is nothing short of amazing. Yes. But guess what? I see you going in that same direction. Because I know we haven't known each other.
Really honored.
Yeah, we haven't known each other that long, but I've just had this kind of conviction, you know, towards you and your business and as a person and that kind of thing. And maybe it's because of the things that I've seen, and it's like, you know what? I'm at the early stages of this business. I can see it going far. I myself have my own business. Podmatic is mine, and putting so much work into it.
So great to be here. Really, the studio is just mind-blowing. You know, it's so inviting, and
thank you.
You know, the equipment, everything. I was very intimidated.
Oh, there's nothing to be intimidated about.
No,
You're
you
here
managed.
With the owner.
You managed to make me feel comfortable. I really don't know how you managed to get me talking, because I was very intimidated by the surrounding, but at the same time, it's really warm and very welcoming. So you just kind of like feel at home, and
now I'm glad to hear it. I think it's the rapport as well, where, you know, you've got that conversation, you've got that commonality, and I mean, that's what we do here at Podmatic. I always say, you know, you go to other places and you really feel it. It's a studio because they've got that hard nature, but from here the work starts from way before. Even rapport started from before we've even sat down.
Absolutely.
Because we've been talking,
you build that relationship,
we spoke,
someone feel comfortable.
There you go. So when you now come to sit down, we're just continuing that, and that's why I'm very big on planning. I'm very big on strategizing, finding commonalities.
I've seen it, right? I've witnessed it.
Making sure that you're well prepared when we come. But as I said, what we're doing here is, you know, selling ourselves in a way. It's marketing, it's branding. It's really important to speak about the journey, I think, because that's your digital, like that's your authenticity print. Where, like, I think, thank you so much for coming here and being candid and sharing a little bit about your story.
Thank you for having me, honestly, because like I say to you, you know, offline before, that it's quite difficult for me. I've never had this experience, because I'm always not. I'm not really a shy person, but I really shy away from putting myself
out there.
And
I think you should.
So I'm kind of like, I don't
know, right? No, I think you should. The reason why I think you should is you and your brand are one in the same, in that the way you come across, the story is amazing. It is a part of that. So when people get to hear that, and you can resonate with them, you know, they're people that think about legacy, think about their grandmother. Anybody, or most people rather, can relate to children. Your children contributing to something that's going to contribute back to them. You yourself as a mum, not just settling for whatever. you are actually building something beyond. This takes a lot. It is
does
not
take a lot,
an easy
and
thing to
me
build a
having
business.
a job as well. So
There you
takes,
go. It takes
a lot.
courage.
It
Yeah,
does.
it takes a lot. And
It does.
as I was saying, I know today has just been a snippet, like kind of an introduction to yourself, Christine, introduction to Pop Donut, but I'm yet to convince you yet to come on this sofa and have your own conversations the way you want them to, because I feel like today has been mine. And then to have more of them as well with the people that have contributed to the brand, and then also to the people that you meet and everything that you guys are about, you know, as a business, because from speaking to you, you have plans. You have plans, right? So it'd be really great to hear about them. How are you growing as a business? What are some of the challenges you may be facing? Because sometimes people just want to find out about that realness, about what's going on. Because as you may know, it's not always just go forward and perfect.
No, definitely not. I mean, we've had the shop, it's been a year now. Well, next month actually it will be a year.
Oh,
since
congratulations.
we opened. Thank you.
I hope you're doing
shop,
something.
Yeah, definitely we need to think of a way to celebrate that.
Absolutely.
That would be that we've been open, our shop been open at the Ridings shopping center. And to be honest, it's like I've learned so much from that experience, you know, from starting a business from home and now going for, you know, a shop, brick and mortar shop. It's completely different. It's another level, another challenge. With
the challenges and
it comes with so much.
Of course it does.
So that's something worth reflecting on.
Yes.
You know,
and to say you're still here. But what I've realized, even for me, I used to be in my garage. And then now I'm in a commercial space.
Here we go.
We started out in the year, let's say the beginning of the year, January. I've come now to the half point also of being in a commercial space, just like you. Oh,
see, it's a different ball
challenges,
game, isn't it?
There's
very
a lot to learn and things like that, and it's very interesting. But
it really tests your resilience, you know.
It really does.
It tests your resilience.
But I will tell you, I wouldn't change it for the world, because the things that I've learned are going towards they're going to go towards growing my business, to go towards growing me. And then now on the level that we're going to be past these challenges, it's going to be a whole new business, and that's a real business.
It's part of growth, isn't it?
Definitely.
You need to take those steps. You know, you cannot be stagnant. You know, at some point you need to step up.
Yes.
If you step up, you kind of like able to see if you can sustain.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. You know, gradually.
No, absolutely.
But you definitely need to take that leap of faith and thinking, you know what? This is the next step. Let's try and see how it goes.
And haven't you found that when you took on the commercial space, the business has grown in ways that you could have never imagined? Even the way you've ended up evolving your brand and things like that.
No, definitely, because you know, on top of having a shop, we're still doing a lot of events, and you meet a lot of people. You're able to tell them, oh, listen, this is where we are located.
Brilliant.
We have people that we've met, you know, visited us when we were, you know, during the events, and then say, oh, well, you have a shop, and then they turn up to the shop. You know, a few days later, say, oh, wow, I tried this. They were so good. You know,
and then they would tell their friends.
Then they would tell their friends.
So, a spiral,
the fact that we have that physical location, you know, has really changed a lot of things. So it's not just about selling to customer there, but it's about showcasing a wider range, you know, of our product, also showcasing our brand, because when you come to the shop, you see our colors, you see, you know, the different things that are there. So it's really kind of representing of our brand, you know.
There you go. And I will say, I mean, with Pop, I see it being beyond just donuts. I see it being little, you know, brand items and little things that where people buy into it, you know, as a brand, t-shirts, merch, and all of that. Listen, we're business people, Christine, right? The whole package. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to be doing with Podmatic. Like, we're going to look at the other avenues so that when the people buy into the brand and they buy into you, they buy into more than just that. It becomes like it's a lifestyle. I know you've got a couple of other things, you know, down your sleeve that you're going to introduce, and it will be just
quite a lot of things. And then talking about that passion is just like my kids were saying, like, Mom, it's like you breathe pop donut, you sleep pop donut, you see pop donut everywhere. It's like whenever I see something, that could be
that could be this, donut. And that could be added in.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, and that comes across.
Give it a break.
You need that in a business. I breathe and live Podmatic.
Yes.
Wherever I go, it's this, and I'm talking about it. So
you're
maybe
thinking of different ways.
How can I do? How can I make this better? Which light can I use? And perhaps that was the point of resonance, where like we connected and resonated with each other. Definitely. In that you've got that passion for your business, I've got this passion for my business. I'm definitely getting ahead, want to see you get ahead, and I'm seeing people who are ahead, who are living the stuff that we're talking about. So it's not just kind of dreaming in Wonderland, but it's dreaming and doing it,
dreaming and acting
on it. Because even seeing you at that event is showing that you're doing something about it. You're not just sat on your laurels, you're out there. Absolutely. Showing the product, advertising it, and then you put
trying to reach more
people,
share that passion
right
with them.
And then guess what you did, Christine? You put your product in the hands of a media man over here, right?
Oh wow.
And then we ended up here.
Myself into?
I know, right? And it ended up connecting you with a couple of people, and I intend to keep on doing that, just helping you to connect the door, or just putting you in front of people that could potentially help to move you forward and take you to the next level. The rest of it is always up to you, really. And because I've had that. I've had people that have put me in spaces, connected me to people, and then it's kind of like, well, you know, Isaac, do what you need to do.
Yeah, you have to be at the right place in order to seize those opportunities, and
absolutely
the rest is just, it's going to be history.
Yes. But yeah, listen, it's been an absolutely great chat. I know.
Same for me.
Right? There's so many other things I wanted to jump into and ask you, but I think we're going to have to do
there's so much, to talk
to
about.
go into.
Yeah, it's been
amazing. It's a podcast, you think? Right?
Oh,
in the
making? You know what? It definitely is. I've never ever thought, and thank you for introducing me to this, because the world of podcast is completely unknown to me.
To you,
I've never... I listen to podcasts, but actually I didn't understand, pay attention and know what it is. And seeing that coming to your studio, the setup and everything, and all the equipment, I'm like, whoa.
It's a proper outfit, very professional, right?
It is, definitely. It's like I'm in I don't know, recording studio.
You are in a recording studio.
Yeah, it's just
good, Podmatic.
It's mind blowing.
You know, the beauty of it here is it is set up to do everything. So obviously we do the planning aspect. You saw me doing the setups and everything. So we're in control of every aspect of the process. So once all this is done, it's going to go to my editing deck. I'm going to do the audio editing. So don't worry about any blemishes or noises you heard. All that will be gone. Any sound, the sound will be crisp, right? And then even with the video and the visuals, again, all the edits go in there, and then once everything is done, it can get uploaded to the platform straight from here, even distribution. So for example, for the people that come to do work here, we can do the whole process. We do the work here, and the thing that will leave from here is the content to their platform. So we even offer distribution where you don't have to mess around with files. You don't have to mess around with any of it. And that's how I designed it, to have that kind of feel. As I was saying, we've got our own voiceover booth as well. So if we needed to add like some ads, some mids and some intros for your own brand and business, we could do that. Or for example, if you wanted to add some sponsors or partners, and you wanted to incorporate them, that's another thing that we can do all in here. Today we're using our executive suite, because we've got our executive lady over here with our premium products to display it, right? But we also have other sets. So we've got I call it like radio style set.
Well,
black and white set. It's really beautiful. I love that set as well.
Beautiful.
Right?
I mean, the whole setup just
it matches in together, right?
The feel is so good. It's very inviting, and
there you go. We've got our leather seats as well. Usually when we're doing like one-to-one interview style conversation, we could do that as well. So we've got options to fit people differently. Even I was saying to you, the more reels, like the short impactful videos, when we film those, it's different from how we do the long form video. So in here, it's all about marketing. It's in, sales, brand building, selling yourself and putting yourself out there. Everybody needs visibility.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Everybody needs engagement.
There's so much out there, so much content that to kind of like stand out is really difficult. So you need someone who knows what they're doing. To set to your side of the whole crowd.
Yes, absolutely. No, thank you so much, Christine. Before we end this part of the conversation, is there anything that you'd like to tell us? Anything coming up with Pop Donuts, or anything that our viewers and listeners should know? In fact, before you even say about anything, I'll say, where can they find you on social media? For starters, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yes, we have Instagram, LinkedIn, at my Pop Donut website as well. So Facebook.
Which is it? What's the website? Sorry.
It's popdonuts.co.uk.
So and Instagram.
You can find on Instagram at my Pop Donuts.
Brilliant. And LinkedIn.
So, LinkedIn, Pop Donuts as well. So
brilliant.
Yeah, Pop Donuts in one word. Okay. They could find us in.
And where can they find you in Wakefield City Centre?
We are based at the Riding Shopping Centre, 3rd floor, next to Real Cinema.
Okay.
They can miss us because the shop is just, there.
Right. And are you going to be popping up anywhere anytime soon?
Yes, we usually have pop-ups like monthly at Wellington Place in Leeds. So it's kind of like office environment is brilliant there, really. So it's usually every last Thursday of the month. But in August we'll be there the 2nd and the 3rd. So we'll be there 3 weekends in a row. So the 2nd and the 3rd. I think don't really quote me. I think the 16th and 17th, and then the 30th and 31st. So we'll be there. The whole August, weekends. We'll be there.
Brilliant. No, listen, it's been great to have you.
In
the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Right. It's been great to have you on this platform. You're such a natural.
Oh, thank you.
It's just there, and I think
I wasn't expecting. I was a bit.
Listen, I can't wait to meet the rest of the team. Have meet your kids, and the people you work with, everybody that makes this brand possible, and also some of the people that you generally want to speak to that have helped you on your journey, that can help you on your journey. Excuse me. I think we've got work to do. So I will convince you, for us to put something together, because I think
been
there's
blown
something
away
there,
so
right?
far.
There you go. But no, it's been a great chat, guys. Thank you for joining us in Podmatic. It's been Podmatic with Pop Donuts. They made this possible for us today, as well as Coffee 28. So Coffee 28 is our friend Yaz. It's based in Bradford at the Interchange. Yes, it's at the 5, the Interchange in Bradford. So at Madison
I'm looking
offices.
forward to visit them and try some of these smoothies.
And, I want to try the smoothies. Try the latte.
Yeah,
the latte was really good.
The smoothies as well looks really, kind of really interesting combinations there.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
I can't wait as well.
I need to try that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is this movies you thought of? I want to as well.
And different other. I'm like,
let's
never
go try
thought
it
about
out,
a
right?
smoothie with all those. Let's see.
I know, right?
Yeah,
and a convo we could have as well at some point. Actually, we'll have Yaz here as well.
Yeah,
have a conversation together, see how it goes. But no, guys, for today, this is it. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, see you later.
Thanks.